Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Put It in Perspective, where we discuss hot takes and new life experiences. I'm Vignesh, and I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Sneha.
Hi, I'm Swata.
And we're here to
But
It
In Perspective. It's
great
awesome,
job,
guys.
guys.
First time we tried that, actually. Yeah, we didn't even
Yeah.
practice it at all. See, that's how good we are. Yeah, yeah. Hey, don't give me that eyebrow, okay, Swata? All right. Okay. Yeah, let's introduce ourselves, guys. This is our first episode, and we've never done this before. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll go first, right? Okay. My name's Vignesh. I'm going to ASU to major in electrical engineering. Yes. And I'm 18 years old.
Yes. I'll go next. Sorry. My name's Sneha. I'm 17 years old, and I'm going to Stanford probably. I can say that now.
Oh, yes.
Human biology.
all right. My turn. So, hi, I'm Swata. I'm also 17, and I'm gonna go to ASU and major in biochemistry.
Mhm.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. As you guys can see, legally, I'm the adult of this whole
Yeah.
entire group. So.
So original.
Yes, I know it's very original. That's never said before. Okay, ever. Okay, so now to the part of the podcast everyone's been waiting for. We're gonna be discussing our hot takes. Do any of you guys want to go first?
Nah,
You
you
got it.
So we're doing an exact replica. Is that what this is, guys? You guys have the script already? Okay, so yeah. Okay, I guess I'll go first, guys. Okay, I think Boba is overrated. Okay,
No.
overrated, 100%.
100% disagree.
Okay, I'm the number one Boba op. Okay, that's what I am. Okay, okay. Any first impressions, guys?
I
Well,
agree.
I know. Okay. Okay, I think Swat is a bigger Boba off than you are, but like I know you like kind of like Boba because like one day you requested for us to get you
Shh,
like
don't
mango boba.
expose me. I'm the number one Boba op. That day I was a different person. Okay, no.
Okay, but like today
I know
you
I
said you
like
might.
Boba. Okay, I want to make it clear. I like Boba, but I still think Boba is overrated. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, do you want to elaborate on
Wait, first,
your?
I want to hear the end of Sneha's first impression. Okay, that's half the
Okay.
reason I introduced this to the podcast. Okay.
Oh. No, I just feel like every situation where. Don't remember that time in Hot Pot where like I was drinking boba and you were like, I want some of that. Like
God.
you request my boba for you to drink.
So it's not your first impression. It's just you exposing me. Okay, all right.
I, okay, okay, but I get what you're saying. Like you can like boba and still think it's overrated.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Let me elaborate though. Okay. Look, boba used to be this niche thing. Okay. When people got boba, it's not the boba you get today with mango custard vanilla flavor. It was boba tea. Okay. You put it in a pot. You put it in a pot, and then you put balls in it, and then you drink it, and then sometimes you chew the balls. Okay. That's what boba was. Okay. Now we're pulling up the chops, getting mango vanilla chocolate flavor boba, and then we're drinking it, okay? And at this point, it's just become a status symbol, okay? What happened to going out for ice cream? All it is now is going out for boba. Like, what is this? Unbelievable, okay? And
I
the
feel
worst
like
part about it is that when people drink boba and take boba as if it's the only drink in the world. I swear, people stop drinking soda just to drink more boba. Like I don't, I don't understand. There's a multitude of so many good drinks out there. You got yerba mate, okay? You got the Argentinian drink that you share as a party to go around, okay? You got smoothies, okay? You got acai bowls, acai smoothies. You got all these things, but every single time, let me get the mocha matcha green boba, okay? All right, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
I feel like you're like a lot of this just comes from the fact that we're in a friend group where boba is the go-to drink. I feel like that's just kind of what the experience has become. That's
yeah,
also to this.
So you're telling me we're the only people at our school that drinks boba?
No, I'm just saying this is a friend group where like they are constantly drinking boba, probably more than people do in general.
So you're just
Shaming.
saying that more our people were surrounded. We're surrounded by bobaholics. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
actually.
Okay. All right.
Um, wait, but like, what other drink is there that has chewy balls like in it?
It's the chewy balls for you. That's that's the breaking point. All you want are chewy balls in the drink. Okay. All right. That's fair though. That's the boba.
Yeah.
That's the boba part of the drink. Okay. But look, you could enjoy chewy balls without having chewy balls all the time. Okay. Am I tripping?
Okay, I don't do it that often. It's like once every other week occurrence. But like when you go out to get a drink, you want something with texture in it. And like something
Excuse me.
I know
What?
Swata would agree with me so bad because I watched her drink her
Okay,
first
yeah,
Coke.
no, I'm definitely gonna talk about that when like
Okay.
go ahead.
No, but some people just like to be like surprised when they're drinking something. Like I don't like when everything's like the
Boba
same
is the
texture.
least surprising drink. What are you talking about? When so you're like drink boba like oh after every sip. Excuse me. Aha! Eureka! Like that is not happening.
No, I just it's like entertaining to consume, I think. Oh god.
Oh my god.
The best case.
Wait, say, can you get closer to your mic? Sometimes it's not
Oh,
picking up. Yes.
okay.
Yes. Yes. All right. Swati, you were gonna say something?
Okay, yeah. So do I go on my little tangent now?
Go
Of
for
why-
it. Go ahead.
So I agree with the take that it's overrated and stuff, and honestly, it's not that great. Okay, let me tell you. Up until a few weeks ago, I had never tried boba before. Obviously, I've heard of it because it's like everywhere nowadays. And before, I didn't really have an interest in trying it either because it just, even then, it seemed kind of overrated. Because, like, I mean, like, 10 years ago, it was not as big of a thing, right? Like, it was there, but, like, it just wasn't as lit. But, like, in the last few years or whatever, there's just this change, and now suddenly everything's about boba, essentially, right? And it's like, that I didn't understand because like it doesn't seem like the kind of thing that like really would gain that much traction, yet somehow it did. And then I kind of had like the assumption that I would just never try it. I was going to avoid it for the rest of my life. But then one day I was hanging out with this group of people, which snake, right? And we were hanging out. We decided to get something for lunch, and there was a boba place right there too. And of course, this friend group really loves their boba, so they're like, guys, we're gonna go get boba too. And then I was like, guys, should I try boba? Because like, you guys are boba people. Because I've never tried it before, and they were like, yes, you definitely need to try boba.
No bias. No bias.
So I was like, you know what? Fine, I will do it this one time. So I buy boba, and then we're back in like the place we're looking at with our boba and stuff. They had already like gotten started on their drinks and stuff, drinking it and stuff, like the other people in the group, right? But then I was like, you know what? This is a new experience for me, so I gotta like make my way up to it. I think it got recorded. I don't know, but like yeah.
What? So like as like the same when you record a baby's first steps, you guys recorded Swada's first boba. Okay.
So, and I still remember the facial expression I made. It was something kind of like, what is this sensation that I'm feeling while I'm drinking drink? Because,
Was it entertaining? Was it entertaining, Swada?
it wasn't a great experience. It was like, what? Why is it like this? Why? Just, I don't think it's that great. I don't see the hype because it's like, why would you want to drink something? Like, you have a drink, you're sitting here, you're drinking it, and then you have to sit there for another few minutes after just chewing the rest of it. You have to chew the balls for like swallowed the rest of the drink. So then it's like it's time consuming because you just got to sit there and chew the balls, and then it kind of messes up the sensory experience. Like texture is one thing, but then like if you have like a smooth drink that's like fine and stuff, like liquid, and then you have these chunky balls you're supposed to be chewing on, like how do people enjoy this? I don't understand it. That's
Okay.
all right. Yeah.
Okay. I get where you're coming from. I just like the boba experience. I don't know what to say. Like I think you burn calories while you're chewing it too, so everything gets
Oh my god.
Oh,
The new life hack, guys. Okay, not the keto diet. Just eat boba all day. The weight that you will lose is crazy.
Yeah. I do think like boba can be overrated sometimes. Like everyone just like I found it funny that Helga like texted me directly that she wanted to get boba because she knew I would say yes. But like I also think like we can shift the norm a little bit away from boba. Like whatever happened to frozen yogurt? Like no one gets frozen yogurt anymore. And like Menchie's is going out of business. I love frozen yogurt. So I think I
So you agree with
agree.
us?
No, I really love boba, but I get what you're saying of like if you don't like boba, then it's kind of hard to like get behind. I don't know. Yeah,
No,
I
I
like.
think we both like boba. Okay, look, Swada described the experience because you didn't like the balls part of boba. Okay, but you could you can drink boba without the balls. You have to spit it out, I guess. Okay, all right.
what's the point without doing it? What?
Okay, Plants vs Zombies do with a pea shooter. You can just become a pea shooter. Okay, you just spit the balls out. Okay, all right. Okay,
You're
all right.
paying extra money to get a drink with boba just to not consume the boba. So like,
Get closer to the mic a little bit. Yeah. Yes. Okay. It might just be me picking up the audio, but it's okay. We're
No,
troubleshooting,
no,
guys. This is our first episode, okay? We're bound to have audio issues, okay? Yes.
right.
Yes. Yes. Oh, you were saying, huh?
what was I saying? I think I think we can make an effort to be more inclusive towards non-boba liking people, but also I think it's a you problem. Like, like if you go to a boba place, you can just get the drink without boba. Like, stop complaining.
But what's the point of the boba? So the part of the drink called boba that makes it called boba, you're just ordering it without. So just a drink. You're just getting a drink
Yeah,
now. Okay?
yeah, because you're accommodating your taste preferences. I'm just saying, like, if we're all going to a boba place, there's still gonna be something there for you. So I think it's
Okay.
pretty
And we're
inclusive.
not arguing. Okay, I don't think the argument is that
Yeah.
boba is bad. Okay, look, taste is subjective for a lot of people. We're just saying that it's overrated. Okay, because
Okay.
there's so many things you're missing out on. Okay, if all you're thinking about drinking is boba. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Okay, there's this. Give me a second, guys.
All right.
Boba gross domestic product. Is that what we're
No. Okay,
Oh,
so there's this. Is this Argentinian drink? Argentinian drink to share. Mate, yes, mate. Do you guys know mate?
your is it
Look it
yerba
up.
mate?
Okay, it might be the same thing. Okay, but look it up. Look up mate. Look up how it's traditionally served.
Let me. Okey-doke.
So for the listeners, right? You can look this up yourself. You have Google probably, unless you don't have internet and you download this episode, which you did. But yeah, but let's say you have a bowl, okay, and there's like a straw inside, right? So there's like liquid, and then they put the powder on top, and that it's meant to be shared around. But like as like everyone's drinking it, the flavor changes, right? And this whole party experience, like who's nobody experiencing that. But so instead of that, you're gonna drink some balls. Is that what you're telling me? You're gonna drink some chewy balls instead of tasting that? Okay, let's be honest. Okay, all right, there's so many. You're missing out on chai. Okay, are we talking? Did we all forget about chai? Okay. Does
Okay.
anybody say let's go out for chai, guys? Nobody does. At least not in our friend group. I would love to go out for chai, but it's always boba. Always boba. I would love to go to an Indian stand in India. Let's fly to India right now, guys. Okay, fly to India. Okay, get some 2 rupee chai while we're riding in a rickshaw. It'll be the best experience of our lives. Okay, but we insist on getting boba. Okay, let's try new things, guys. Okay, that's my point.
I
Okay.
think, yeah, like it just like in the drink world, boba has become overhyped. I think
Yeah,
is the takeaway here.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I still think it lives up to this hype, but
Oh.
I gotta say, I know I really like it. Okay. But I know you're saying like we can branch out a little bit. If this is like a call to action for movie server, I'll make
Yes.
sure.
Yes, okay. I'm gonna bring a chai kettle pot to each of your houses, okay? You guys better drink every last drop, okay?
But oh, I
No,
am
I'm
not.
joking. I'm joking, okay? But yeah,
Yeah.
okay. To illustrate the point, okay? Yes, yes, yes. To put it in perspective. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Ah,
Okay, all right. Do you guys want to talk about this a little bit more? Or are you guys ready to move on?
I think
uh,
I think I'm fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me say a few more things though. Okay, I don't think I
Yeah.
mentioned this. Okay, but boba has changed from a drink to a status symbol nowadays. Okay, but do you guys agree with that?
Is it expensive, do you think?
No, not that it's expensive. Okay, is that all? It's like if you're like I'm just imagining a group of popular kids, right? It's like let's get boba, guys. Like you can imagine that, right? But no one's gonna say let's get yerba mate, guys. I can't imagine them saying that. Okay, but I can imagine all them saying let's get boba, right?
Mhm. Yeah, low key, though, I don't know if it's just like my perception of it, but it's like kind of embarrassing to walk around with boba. Like, if I'm walking around with a can of yerba mate, I feel much more grown.
That would be
Like,
more embarrassing, honestly. You know how
really?
big yerba mate is? It's like this big pot. You're gonna be carrying that around.
There's like they sell cans of it. I know
Oh,
this.
oh no, no. I'm
Oh,
not talking about that. I'm talking about like traditional yerba, like
oh,
mate.
traditional mate. Okay,
Yeah,
I would not do that's a little bit
yeah,
extra. But like boba itself looks a little bit like teenagery. Like you never see
yeah,
like a CEO walking around with boba. Not that I'm like trying to look like I don't care that much, but I'm just saying
yeah.
like
A
for me,
CEO would be walking around with mate. Like, okay, let's be honest. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's the last thing I want to get at the point. I wanted to make that kind of my main point, but I forgot about it. And we got towards it at the end. But what do you think about the status symbol thing, Swada?
Um, you're not wrong. Honestly, like it's more so it feels like people get boba just to be trendy because it's like seen as this like big thing rather than like getting it. It's all like okay, I have an example of this. So there's this TV show. It's on Netflix still. I think it's called No Good Nick. It's like a kid show. It's kind of like unknown, but anyways, at some point in like the second season, two of the characters were like they had like kind of like a falling out, but they were like trying to make up and stuff. And then they were like, you know what, let's go boba together to like talk about things. And then so they got the boba, and then like I guess they hadn't like tried it before, so then they were drinking it, right? And then like as they were like finished with their talk or whatever, and then like got up to leave because they were at like a park bench. They were like, okay, go boba is gross. I don't know why we got that, and it ended up throwing it away. So it's
Mhm.
like in that situation, it also just like kind of demonstrated they got it because like it's like such a trendy thing, and it's like
Yeah,
oh everyone's boba, everyone's enjoying boba, let's try it and stuff. So yeah,
yeah. All right. It seems like this wasn't a hot take for you guys, since everyone kind of agreed at the end. But I'm still glad I brought it up. I wanted to get that off my chest. Okay. All right. All
okay.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the boba, I wanted to spit that out. Okay. I want to spit that out of my body. Okay. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So, and any final thoughts, guys, before we move on?
You're not invited to get boba with us later.
No. No.
Okay.
uh, okay. All right. Any final thoughts, Swada?
Um, boba is very overrated.
Okay. Yeah. I
Thank
agree.
you.
I agree. Oh, wait. Did you come to a conclusion? Did you agree that Boba was overrated, or
Um, Okay, I agree with what you said towards the end of like it's become like a societal norm for popular people to drink it. But I like flavor wise, I think it's not overrated.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Wait, and
I
you
think it's
also agree with the call to action, right? For people to branch
yeah,
out more. Yes.
sure, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, guys. You guys ready to move on to our next hot take?
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Uh,
You want to go?
I think oh, I can go.
Do you want me to spin a wheel, guys, to see who goes next?
No. Okay. Okay.
Here, I can go.
Alrighty.
Okay. Like okay. So for me, this one is kind of inspired. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to. Okay. Anyways, I went to Stanford like yesterday, the day before to visit, and there was like this master class that this professor held, and he's like a philosopher and he writes books like pretty established, and he was talking about free will and how it doesn't exist. So
Let's not
do
do
you,
this. Okay, this is such a
wait, really?
complicated. This is such a complicated thought topic. It's like
Oh, you don't
we're
want to
not
get
going to be
okay.
able to talk about it. Like, yeah,
Okay, actually, okay,
yeah, yeah. No, I was
okay,
gonna be
I
like,
get.
please don't bring up free will, please. In the name of Vishnu, please don't bring up free will. Okay.
Okay, that's understandable. I also did it. I didn't know what else to say. All my other ones were like silly and surface level, so I was
Yeah.
like,
You
eh.
know, the
But
moment
also,
he
I
said
don't
philosopher, I was like, nah, shit's about to go down. So I was like,
know
no, let's
Loki.
say philosophy for 3 a.m., guys. It's okay.
Okay, okay, yeah. I don't really want to unpack the can of worms either. So another one. I have a document.
Yes. So you were smart. I just go through hot takes. Like normally when I'm pushing carts at Sprouts, it's like some hot takes is forming in my mind. It's like, yes, that's the next episode. And then I just forget about it. And it's so sad. Uh,
Um, I kind of mentioned this one already, but I think it should be an I don't know. Okay, I feel like you guys would agree with this, but I think it should be a norm to like when you sit somewhere, just like sit next to someone instead of like isolating yourself and picking your own row to sit in. Because I think our world has become really hyper individualistic, and so everyone just like doesn't go out of their way to like learn more about people that they don't know. So I was like, I don't know. I just think it should be normal to like when you get on the train, sit next to someone, and it shouldn't be seen as like weird or scary.
okay.
But I also think I don't know. It's good. I'm not really talking about like how implementable this is because I also know like with safety and stuff. Um, I get how people would be sketched out by it. I'm just saying it would be a good thing.
Okay. Okay, so you're saying like let's say there's like one person in the theater, right? And there's like 60 seats. And out of all the seats, you pick the seat right next to the stranger and you're like, "Hi! How you doing?" Like are you talking about that or like could you elaborate or
Low key, like who wants to watch a movie alone? Like the best part of a movie
maybe
is like
that's why he booked a seat there with no other person in it.
well, that's like getting at the issue that I'm talking about. Like if you want to be alone, then don't go to social environments, I guess. Just like sit
Okay,
in your bed.
okay, I understand that, right? But with movies, okay, when the first, unless you want to wait 3 months for the DVD, okay, the Blu-ray DVD to release, you're gonna have to watch it at the movies.
I feel like the movie example is kind of iffy.
Really?
Um, you know, like you, because like that's like a different situation. Like, yeah, movies or like movie theaters has a social environment, but at the same time, like the process of watching the movie itself, it's supposed to be like kind of like a solo individual thing. Even if you are going as a group, it's like meant to be like for the person itself, right? So I don't know. I feel like movies aren't the best example for this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to go to a little bit a side tangent. I talked to Sneha about this, about how people should have conversation ball pits.
Wait,
What?
what? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Common ball pits. Yeah.
Yes. We went from talking about boba balls to ball pits. Okay,
Wow.
so it's a good transition, guys. Okay, But I
Very
mean, do you remember? What do you remember from that conversation?
Yeah, I don't know, you were just saying like people should have conversations in ball pits. And like ball pits are organized in a way where like everyone's facing each other
Yeah,
and like it's like not very closed off. So
yeah,
someone can join in if they want. It's like intrinsically a very open uh like sitting
yeah.
situation.
Okay, look. Okay, so let's say you install a ball pit. I was gonna say install boba, but okay. Let's say you install a ball pit in the side of the wall, right? So at some point there'll be like a fabric at the end, just like right. But nobody wants to sit against the fabric. People want to sit like on the sides of the thing, and it'll look like more of an open space, like it's more inviting that way. And like it just sounds fun, doesn't it? Just sit in a ball pit,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that was a whole other side tangent. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go back to the main point. Okay,
Yeah.
about okay, but okay, can you illustrate some examples, Neha, of like how this would look like, how this look like implemented?
Like I don't know. I was just reading this book and it was about like surgeons and about how like every time they go to these like big conferences, they all get on a bus and everyone just like sits next to each other and starts talking and like everyone's from different countries and all that. And I was like, huh, that sounds so nice. And I don't know. I feel like that's just not how life is nowadays. And I think maybe in some places it would be sketchier. Like low key, I wouldn't want someone sitting next to me in like in the subway in New York. Like that would be scarier. But I don't know. I think I think it should be more common when you're like trying to meet more people. I guess there's a hard. It's like difficult to disagree with this too.
Yeah, no, I disagree with it in the sense of, hey, so like you said, you wouldn't be comfortable in the subway, right? Your subway might be someone else's movie theater. Your subway might be someone else's bus. You see what I'm saying, right? People have their own spaces where they're comfortable in talking with, right? And there's some people who are introverts who don't want to talk to people, who have social anxiety. That okay, actually, there's another tangent about like how people who are nervous to talk to people should talk to more people. But you know, the thing is, right? Like let's say even if they get into a conversation with you and it's more normal, right? It's so hard to have a conversation with the person who doesn't want to talk and is just talking for the sake of talking, right?
Mhm.
So if it nowadays, right, if a talk or a conversation like starts out and you continue the conversation, it's because both of you want to do it, right? The way you're describing it is that even if someone else doesn't want to do it, that they have to, integrate themselves into it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Now that I think about it, like I guess it really depends on the person and the environment. Like,
Yeah.
if you're in an environment where it's like probably better if you network with other people because you're gonna like be there for a while or because you're going for networking purposes and it would help you grow, then I think you should definitely make an effort to do that. But like in everyday life, I think it can be up to the person. I don't know.
Okay, and I
Uh,
also want to emphasize the only important conversation isn't to network, right? So yeah,
yeah.
we're not doing this podcast so we
Oh,
can
you're right.
network with each other. I don't think so, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
there is an inherent value to conversation, and I agree with you that it should happen more often. I'm just saying there's a reason it doesn't happen as often as it should be happening.
That's a good point. Yes.
What do you think, Swada?
Okay. Okay. So personally, I agree. Just because, like, I think it would be great if I was like sitting somewhere, if someone like sat next to me and then started up a conversation, I would really enjoy that. But like, that's just kind of like a personal preference thing, right? I think. Okay, I'm kind of like on the fence about this because you see, I think I have a new perspective on this that I wouldn't have had in the past after taking like the communications class I'm in right now,
Mm.
like of intercultural communication, right? So like basically after reading the textbook and all that such, I like learned a lot about like how like it really like the way people do things, the way people interact, like norms and stuff, they really do differ in different societies and like around the world and stuff. So I think when it comes to this, it also just kind of like depends on where you are and what the culture is like, because I feel like in like other places in the world, like it probably like is kind of like more commonplace to like sit closer to people and stuff, because like that's just kind of the way things work there, right? People have like people like I remember reading something about this, like how close people stand to each other, how like how they like kind of like spatial awareness kind of in like social situations and like communicating and stuff like that. It does differ around the world, like it's different in different places, but like I guess the point here is that it just like it's different, and like I guess like in America, like you mentioned, it's like more individualistic, right? So I guess people do kind of want to like keep their own personal space. There's like your own personal bubble, right? Like that's a concept. So then people kind of like adhere to that and then sit close or far away from each other, like depending on that. But then meanwhile, in like other places, it kind of like it would be customary to like sit next to a person, or like sit closer or whatever. And then if you want to strike up a conversation, stuff like that. So I think it's just like it's just like one of those things that like it just varies around the world.
Mm-hmm. I think also in the Western world, like people's default thing is to go on their phone, and that's like the position that you're in when you're on your phone is like so closed off. And I think that's something that we can change. Um, just like look into the world and like smile at people that are walking by. I think that could be something that you do to like just like make everyone else less closed off.
You guys talk about this like I understand what you're saying, right? Look, okay, it'd be great. This is the ideal. But you gotta ask yourself, why don't you do this more often, right? There's reasons for that as well, right? Like, let's say that you're talking about, oh, I would love it if someone next to me brought up conversation. Like, why can't you be that person, right? And you have your own reasons for that. The other person has the same reasons for that as well, right? Okay, so there's this period of my life where my parents were in Greece for like 3 weeks or like a week or something. And I was by myself and I had to Uber back home because I didn't have a driving license yet, right? And every single time I would dread like going in the car because I know I would have to make conversation with these people and make it work. It worked, okay, every time I had conversation with these people. But that's the thing, right? Like, imagine every time you go into a social space, you have to be like, okay, okay, I gotta have a good conversation with them, make them laugh a little bit, make them smile, and then like talk about new things. Like, imagine that dread. Don't you just want to go to the subway so you can go to work? Like, you know what I mean?
That is also true. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get how I could have made that sound like communication is like a chore. Um, I don't know. I think okay, I hate that like I made it sound like people should be obligated to do this now because I get how some people just like innately it could make them really comfortable or uncomfortable if they just want to get to where they want to go or like finish a shift at work without talking to anyone. like um okay. You might have changed my perspective there.
I I
Yes. Yeah.
I get what like Sneha's getting at though. Like, yeah, like there's like that whole thing of like what people are comfortable with what like versus what they aren't. I guess just
Mhm.
like kind of the thing here is that like as society in our society, because like again, it differs a lot, it varies. This is like one of those things where like we have a very different perspective on this compared to like people in other places in the world. Because like norms are just like it just kind of comes down to societal norms, the way people do things, right? Like I mentioned, I learned this in communications, guys. So that's why I'm bringing it up. But
We got the
anyways,
Okay,
expert. We
good
got the
point.
expert right here. Okay, to ask all our questions too. Okay, she's done all the
all right,
discussion boards. She's done everything.
yeah.
She even had her communication spats with a teacher. Okay, all right. She's the expert. She's the pro. Okay, yeah.
But like, yeah, like I was saying, I think just like the thing here that it would be nice if people were more like that, like if they were willing, if they wanted to,
Hmm.
because I the more it happened to, the more comfortable people would be with it. Because like now, because like it isn't like that, like people feel uncomfortable about it, because that they're just not like used to it. I guess if that makes sense.
Hmm.
It's just like one of those things that it would be nice if it could happen.
Yeah. My uh thing opposed to that is that already happens, right? If people want to have conversation, they just have conversation. That's the way it works. That's the way it happens. If someone wants to go out of the
Yeah.
comfort zone and ask somebody something, and then they go in conversation, that just happens. I said that already, but my point is that if we make this more of what Sneha was saying, that this should happen more often, Like whether you like it or not, there is some obligation towards that. A change is an obligation to not be the same. So some people are gonna have to change. Some people go out of the comfort zone, and you have to ask yourself: is that really worth it? Like for in the bigger scheme of things, right? If they really wanted to, they can go out of the way to do it. But why should they be obligated to?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I think I kind of wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's everyone's own life. Like, I don't know, everyone's on their own journey. Like, you shouldn't obligate them to move faster or slower than like where they're at, I guess.
Life already does that to people to move faster or slower, and they have to adapt to that. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So why would we create another obstacle in their path? Okay. Yes. Let's not be dictators, guys. Okay. All right. All right. Do you guys want to talk a little bit more about this, or do you guys want to move on?
I don't really have anything else to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
All right. Final thoughts.
Thoughts. Okay, I don't really have like a strong stance on this. I'm just gonna adhere to my point that it's just kind of like a societal cultural norm thing that varies. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay. What about you, Sneha?
Mhm. For me, I don't know. I started off like really optimistic, kind of idealistic, like we should be this really social world and everyone's always talking to each other. But the reality is like everyone has bad days and like I don't know, like I could like find myself finding it annoying if I always felt obligated to like have conversation. But also like there's a side of it like if we have more conversation, like it'll make it less uncomfortable when we
Yeah.
do. But um also people are already doing that and I think my like sample size is like a little bit off. Like I don't think I have I'm not in that many environments
Mm-hmm.
where like I don't know, I'm like with strangers to have conversations with, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, all of that together.
So, would you say your perspective changed throughout this conversation?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I
All
would
right. We're doing it, guys. Okay. One step at a time.
say.
Okay. One final thing I want to say before my final thoughts is that let's say your let's say your goal is to have more conversations, right? What tends to happen is that some of those conversations ends up being conversation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you're talking, but you're just talking to keep talking. There's no substance in the words themselves. And sometimes that's inevitable no matter what you do, and sometimes they're just these like low spots where like you sometimes you just need to like pick up momentum so the conversation can get to a point where everyone's interested. But yeah, those sort of conversations are dreadful, and maybe going through that, making more obligatory makes people have a higher tolerance for them. But yeah, just to bring that out, it's like if the conversations aren't happening naturally, those type of things tend to happen more. But yeah, my stance
Yeah.
is that the way it works now, you should think about it in an individual perspective. Okay, like ironic to what you said about individualistic is that if you want more conversations to happen, put yourself out there and have more conversations. Why does society has to change so you can have more of this, right? You can go out of your way and see what you can change for yourself and take some agency. So yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, that wasn't a snark at you saying. I just meant in general.
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
I also
Okay.
really agree with your last point that you mentioned towards the end too. But okay, anyways.
Okay. Right. Okay, guys. You guys ready to move on?
I guess so.
All right. Do you want to do another hot take, Sneha, or do you think that's good?
Mm, maybe let's do SWATs first, and if we
Okay.
have some, we'll
Okay.
All
come
right.
back.
Okay.
Okay, I have two in mind. I don't know if to go with the more serious one or like the more silly one because like I guess the more like quote unquote silly one is more like on like it's kind of like it's on topic I guess like because we talked about boba, so this is also kind of like about like food debates in a sense. I don't know
Mhm.
which one I should go with.
Here, put it in chat. Put it in chat, and then yeah, and then you guys
Or
decide. If I go to chat, the viewers will see both of them. So you guys
I'm
go to chat, and then let you and Stan
I'm
decide.
unilaterally right now in here.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
gonna go with the silly one for today, and then next week I'll do my more quote unquote
Okay.
serious one.
Okay.
Okay, so
if it's about free will, you might have to throw that one away. But yeah.
but okay, so my hot take is that when it comes to eating cereal and milk, like when it comes to eating cereal, it really does not matter if you put the milk first or after. That's my hot take. Because, like, you know how there's that whole thing of, like, no, you have to put the milk before. You're weird if you do it after, stuff like that. I don't think it matters. Okay, that's...
Okay. So, all right. Let's think about this, like, physics-wise, okay? Like, mechanics and kinematics, okay? I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum where I'm like, you should put the milk in first and then the cornflakes. Like, think about it, okay? You put the cornflakes in and then you do the milk, okay? If you take a microscope, you're gonna see the milk bounces off the cereal and gets outside the bowl. You're not maximizing the amount of milk in the bowl. You're wasting milk. Okay? Like, why would you want to do that? That poor cow, his milk is getting wasted. Her milk is getting wasted. Okay? Think about the animals. Okay? And your cereal. All right.
I'm dead. Wait, I think. Okay, wait. I'm like. Okay, so you're a milk person first.
I
Milk
know.
first
Okay.
person.
To be fair, I still put my cereal in first. I'm talking about ideally.
Bro!
Okay?
Okay. Who's like. Okay. Okay. That's a really interesting. Yeah. No one spills that much milk when they're pouring
No,
it.
I'm not
Unless
talking
you.
about that. I'm talking about the micro. Okay? It's gonna add up. Okay? Sure, those little flicks of milk that splat on your face, you know, or like outside, it's not gonna add up. But like, eventually, you're gonna drink enough cereal. That's gonna be a whole bowl. You just wasted a whole bowl of milk across your 10 years of life. Okay?
Okay.
That's unbelievable.
Oh
Imagine
my God.
pouring a whole bowl of milk outside. That poor
Hmm.
cow. And does anyone think about the cow? Okay?
Okay, but flip side of that, hypothetically, you could argue if you're not careful and you have your bowl of milk ready and you're pouring your cereal in, if you do too much too fast, milk will splash out from that too.
No.
Okay.
No. No, I'm playing. Okay, no, that's when you put a lid over it. Okay, like you put a lid on top. Okay, and then you pour the cereal in. Like you do a little cha. You throw a little bit and like the little catch it at the top. Like you throw it. Yeah.
And then what do you do with the lid? You like lick the milk off the lid.
Yes, come on. It's like don't ask dumb questions. Okay, Sneha.
At that, might as well just put in the cereal piece by piece. You know, every single time you just put it in.
Obviously, come on. Let's be real here.
No, but what about like the cereal particles that are on your finger?
Oh,
Like the farmer that
like
grew the grains to
You'll
craft the
have
cereal.
okay. Let's talk about like 2030, where we have cereal-proof gloves. Okay, you guys can do this whatever you want. Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
okay. I'm also a cereal first person, but I can see the argument behind the milk first, where I think the reason why people do it is either they heat up the milk first, which that is actually diabolical. Like, why would you why would you eat warm cereal that's so like mushy and disgusting?
If you're eating oatmeal, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. Like oatmeal is supposed to be warm and mushy.
But oatmeal is cereal.
Okay, bro.
Oatmeal is cereal. How is it not cereal? It's grains. What are you telling me? Cornflakes isn't grains? It's just grains for sugar.
Okay. What? Wait.
Oatmeal is cereal.
Oatmeal is its own entity. No. Like for oatmeal, I agree that you pour in the milk first, heat it up, get the oatmeal ready, and then, yeah, cook it up. Anyways, like the milk first people, like what they're trying to do is like, I don't know. I just see people like meticulously like scooping out. I feel like they do that because they want like the perfect measurements. I don't know, but Swada's hot take was it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And let's
Yeah,
see,
sorry,
like,
we got a little bit off track. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to the opposite of what Swada's hot take was. We started talking about the opposite thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Doesn't the whole debate, like, I think there is a right or way to do things,
okay.
but to each their own, I guess.
Okay.
I still want to save my milk particles. I don't know about you guys. Okay,
Uh,
my milk particles need to be saved. Okay,
Uh,
but I'm still
yeah.
doing it the other way. So yeah, yeah.
So what, even after listening to what he said, do you think it doesn't matter? Because, like,
I don't. I
some
don't
I
think
cases
after what I said is gonna change anybody's opinion. Okay, let's be fair. But
yes,
yeah.
it will, because there are some maniacs or fanatics.
maniacs. Okay, all right. Okay.
Sorry. When it gets to that point of like serial first mania, then it can become disturbing to bystanders, I feel like.
To bystanders, our spectators, they're just disturbed right now. Yes.
Okay. I have like a bit more elaboration, I guess. Now that you guys have shared your ways of doing things and such. But okay, I have a confession to make. Don't judge me for this, please. But as a kid, I did consume my cereal in the way of heating up the milk first and then having the cereal. But okay, look, I was like
Sneha's
five.
judging you right now. Okay,
I,
right now as we speak.
okay, yeah, this wasn't my own doing though. Like that's just kind of the way my parents had us do it. Like my mom's just like that's just the way we were brought up consuming cereal. And other okay, I was like 5 years old. I've never really been like a big cereal person anyways. Like only the first like grades 1 to 3, I guess, were the only times of my life where I would actively be eating cereal for breakfast in the morning. So like that's just like the way I did it. But like I now that I'm like, grown, I do things my own way now and such. And like I've like the few times I have had cereal in the last whatever years, like let's say in the last like 3 or 4 years, I've put the cereal first and then milk. So, I corrected my ways, as some people would say. But anyways, I think now that I have tried both ways and stuff, I have experience with both, it really doesn't matter because I'm like, okay, the way I also was like brought up, like the way my mom had us like prepare it was that like there was always more milk than cereal anyways. So it might have just been a ploy to get us to drink milk. But anyways, besides that, I think if you like keep the proportion amount like about the same, I guess, it really doesn't matter. Because I know, okay, I think some people argue that like they don't put the cereal first, or they, I don't know, one of the ways they argue is that it prevents the cereal from getting soggy faster. But I think it like even if you do it like one particular way over the other to like prevent cereal sogginess, ultimately you have cereal, you have milk, both are going in a bowl, both are going to be mixed up, you're going to be consuming that, it's going to get soggy at some point. So it really doesn't matter how it started out, as because you're ending up with the same in the end, and you're going to consume it that way anyways. So that's my thing.
Hmm. Yeah. No, look, yeah, like genuinely, I don't know how this issue became as polarizing as it is today. I think we should find less things to divide us as a human species.
So we don't care about milk particles, guys. Is that what we're saying?
Like, I feel like if you were to pour milk directly into a bowl, there's like a higher probability of it, like, because the bowl has like a lower friction level, so the milk can just like slide out.
We're doing another egg versus boiled egg argument. You know what Shayma sent me the other day? Shayma sent me a reel about someone breaking an egg with this eggshell with no elaboration, as if that was a mic drop moment. Okay, without comparing it to boiled egg at all. Okay, like I just like what? Okay, I just want to get that out of the way, right? It's like
Wait, wait, what did the guy do? He like had the egg in his hand and just
yeah, no, no,
squished it.
no. He had an egg like in his biceps, right? In his
Oh yeah.
biceps, yeah. And then he destroyed it, right? And then there's an Asian girl that looked like she was skin and bones that broke it in between this point over here. So it's
Yeah.
all bone, right? She broke it there, and then she sent that to me and said, "Aha, I got you." But she didn't even send a caption. All she sent was the reel. Okay, all she said was the reel. She just said it boiled that comparison. Okay, for a girl in
Oh my
AP research, I expected more. Okay, all right, but
And
yes,
both eggs were uncooked.
yes, uncooked.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, but she doesn't compare it to a boiled egg, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no.
It holds no
Yeah.
weight. Anyways, sorry, you were saying physics.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I think
I
this is what
think
the next Stanford lecture is about. Like when you go to the next Stanford event, it's gonna be like, does pouring milk after cereal make the milk particles disperse out of the way? Right after the free will lecture. Yeah. Okay. All right. Honestly, I don't really care. If I'm being
yeah.
honest, I don't really care. I just wanted to put that out there. So
Hmm.
yes. All right. I wanted to put it in perspective. Okay, about the milk particles. Okay. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, no, I guess like the little bit I want to add on this is just like the fact that people are so passionate about it, like the
Yeah.
way that that there's a definitive right way to do it when it really just doesn't matter in the end.
Yeah.
We're too different over some things, guys. This is just an example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, am I right? No, I think that's just a thing. So the people will always find, okay, at least people on social media, right? They'll always find a way to be like, oh, I'm better than you because of this, right? It all comes down to ego. That's what my opinion is, right? So
Wait,
like,
guys, do you think the debates are actually genuine though? Like
no, no,
people are
no.
just
People
gonna
have genuine debates about this. They base their whole
wait,
identity off of it. It's like, how dare you? How dare you put your milk in after your cereal, even though I don't know
that's
you as a
just
person
wild
and I'm
though.
not eating the cereal.
Like
It
everything
is
you see on
wild,
social
but that's just social media, okay? They say some
yeah.
wild stuff on social media, okay? Good thing that we are not posting this on social media, right, guys? So yeah,
Yeah, good thing you're not adding to the noise.
right, right, yeah. We're definitely adding to the noise, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, right.
Okay.
You guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
Okay.
okay, so final thoughts on
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
My final thoughts are, um, oh yeah, I don't think it matters that much, but yeah, and I'm surprised by how polarizing it has gotten to be. But I will also like if someone pours cereal the wrong way, I will point it out. And um,
So Snare's a bully. Okay, let's just get that clear.
I'll point it out. I will
There.
have a different perception of you. Maybe like
No, you can
okay,
cancel
maybe
that out by getting some boba. Okay, Swada. All right.
subconsciously there might be something going on. Like there might be an in-group versus out-group situation that
Mhm.
that my
Oh, you're
brain but
In group versus out group, Stanford has changed you, Sneha. Okay.
uh but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Gosh.
Yeah. My final thoughts. Care about milk particles. Okay, milk particles matter too. Okay, that's my final thoughts.
All right. Very insightful. Thank you for that.
Yes, I know. I know. All right, your final thoughts.
Me, well, my pretty much this, like I think it's kind of a worthless debate. That's my assertion here. It's kind of a worthless debate because it really doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Solid.
Okay. All right. Do you
Okay.
guys, if you, like, I want to make this clear, like going forward with our podcast and stuff. If you guys ever felt like that was a short hot take or like a long hot take, whichever, you're always welcome to add more hot takes after your initial ones. All right. So yes, when
Mm.
before we move to our next segment, I wanted to ask if you guys want to do any more hot takes before we move on, or
I don't
anything
know if I
burning on
have
your mind.
actually no.
Okay.
I don't have anything I can passionately argue for right now.
Okay. All right. Except for free will. Except for free will. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're ready to move on to our second segment, guys. Okay. All right. So, for the listeners who don't know, okay, this segment is our life experiences segment. So, we were talking about this, and I brought up the idea of, hey, let's try out new things for a week. That's a new part of perspective as well, right? And then we'll talk about how the experience was, right? So, we already kind of did this last week, and we have our own grievances. Let's say grievances, and also our new perspectives about it and how we want to improve this, right? So, and you might be wondering, how do you guys choose these things, right? So we're like, we think of new things we want to try for a week, and then we put it on a wheel and we spin the wheel. To Swada's demise, it was spinning the wheel last week, and she got the social media one. We kind of switched, we did our own thing, but yeah, yes, that's how we do it. But yeah, before we go on to doing new stuff, let's talk about how was it for you guys doing these new things. All right.
I'll start
Go
if
ahead.
you want, just to get my embarrassment over with. So this week, my task was to post on Reddit and get 50 plus upvotes on one of the posts. I made a total of 3 posts, and the greatest amount of upvotes I got was 4. Okay. but on one of them I got 18 comments. Okay.
Oh, 18 comments. Slay.
Okay. So, yeah, if you want like a little overview of what I commented.
Please, I'm curious now.
Okay, first I was like, I'm not sure what to comment, so I just did one of the hot take things we discussed.
Which
Last
we discussed in our own free time. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we discussed in free time.
Yeah.
We discussed an alternate dimension.
Yes.
And it was, do girl-on-girl friendships tend to be more toxic than guy-on-guy ones? And people on Reddit, I don't know, they seem like pretty polarized on it. There were some people who were angry with me. They were like, asking questions like this feeds into gender stereotyping, and I did like mention the podcast on that thing, and they didn't seem happy with that. Like, they were like, I'm not your target audience at all, like, don't try to advertise to me, I don't like podcasts that add to the noise, etc.
We've already got ops. Oh no.
So that was one of them. And then I was working on my senior project, and there was a neurodiversity forum, and my senior project is on neurodivergence, so I did a question on there. It was pretty general, but it got the most upvotes of 4. So
quite a milestone.
Yes. Yeah. And then I was being rather existential one day on the road trip, and I was thinking, I don't know, like, when did we become adults, and like, how did people start expecting stuff from us? And I remember this one quote from Grey's Anatomy that was like, we're adults now, when did that happen, and how do we make it stop? So I posted that on Reddit. Bless you. I posted that on Reddit, and then I posted it in what channel? The No Stupid Questions channel, and it got removed as trolling / joke, even though it was a No Stupid Questions channel. So apparently my question was too stupid for the stupid question.
It's not okay. I want to preface. Okay, you don't have much experience with Reddit, but Reddit mods are okay. Reddit mods, they're their own people. Okay, like the way they enforce things. Okay, so don't don't take it personal whenever they do something. Like, it's either they're power hungry or they just didn't like the post. Okay, that's why they remove it.
Yeah.
Okay. Second thing, okay, you shouldn't take people on Reddit seriously, like, at all.
Yeah.
Honestly. So there is people behind a screen, just talking, without any repercussions. So yeah, some people say some wild stuff. Okay, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. But is there anything new you learned from the experience, or from how much you did it so far?
I was surprised by like how insightful some of the responses to the first question were. I don't know, like, one person got real deep with it, and they were like, I like the response that I answered, and they low-key made me feel immoral for answering or asking that question, which, yeah, I shouldn't take it personally. But some people just take it so seriously. Like, who wakes up and is like, I'm gonna start responding to comments on Reddit? Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Swada?
Yeah.
Well, okay, first of all, just a little bit on Sneha. I think it's so wild that, like, people started getting pressed over that, like, question about, like, boy and girl. That's kind of funny to me. But anyway, So my thing, see, it was kind of a journey. At first, I got the Asian squat one. But then I was a little okay. So the thing is, I was worried about nothing. I told you guys this, so I was like, "What if my period decides to be evil and last another week?" Because it does that sometimes. It didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'll use one of my respins, and then so I spun it again, and then I got an even worse one. It was limit like your time on your devices every day to like, I think it was originally 2 hours, 1 hour, I don't know, whatever. Basically, what
Two. It was
that
two. It's two.
it was two.
It was
Okay,
2
Two. Yeah.
on the
yeah.
wheel? Okay.
So I was like, wasn't a fan of that. But so I ended up switching with what Vignesh got in originally, which was learn breakdancing in a week, basically. So I searched it. See, I searched up, on Google, breakdance moves for beginners, and a few videos come up. Two like were from the same guy on YouTube, but so I like watched it, and then this guy pulls out moves that like had me question what he's considered a beginner, because like what? But like I guess I should explain. So some of the moves he had in there. Well, one of them I actually know how to do from like a hip hop class I took when I was like 10 years old. No, I was
Okay.
Swada lore
8.
just dropped. Okay.
I have a lot of lore like that. But anyways, so like there's this one move. It's called the coffee grinder slash the helicopter.
Ooh, that sounds so cool.
Um, I think I whipped it out at Hoko this year. I have a video of me doing it badly, but I have that. But anyways, so that was like one of the moves in there. But then there were all these like other ones. Honestly I didn't even finish the entire video because I was just in shock that this is beginner moves. Because like literally the video is titled it was like 5 easy breakdance moves anyone can learn. Yes, you sitting at home, you can learn this move. So I tried out some of the easier seeming ones, I guess. I did not have hope for this because I have like virtually no upper body strength, and like this would require me to like support myself by my arms, like basically. I was like, that's not happening. What the heck? I'll give it a shot. I think one of the ones I tried was the babies or something. I don't know. I don't remember the name. It was one of the freeze moves, but it did not go. Like with it, I pushed up like my arms for like a second, and I knew that I was not gonna take off. It was not gonna. It just was gonna happen. And then there was like this other move. I don't remember what it was called. It was something about like moving down to get into position or whatever. And the thing is, I was like trying this in my room because I really don't want to do this outside where my family can see me failing at this. So I was like, I'm just gonna do what I can in my room, and I didn't have enough space for it. So there was that. And then I tried doing like one of the other freezes. I think that didn't work out, obviously, but like it's just trying these moves just made me realize that not everyone can do these moves. Not anyone can do these moves. That definitely clickbait title.
Anyone in all caps, yeah.
But yeah, and then also like it's just you to be able, because like I kind of already knew this. If you want to break dance, you're gonna need like quite a bit of upper body strength to be able to do moves and like do them well too. And like I just don't have that. I guess maybe if I work on my upper body strength, maybe someday I can return to this and maybe learn a move or two. But yeah, that was my experience with that.
Let's change this from 1 week to 2 years of Swada learning how to do the coffee grinder. I think that would be amazing.
Coffee grinder. I low-key I want to learn the backspin though. That one seems maybe attainable. So maybe I'll try to learn that for real.
You know the windmill?
No.
The one where like you're on your back and you do the whole spin.
No, okay, I'm assuming it's similar to the backspin I saw in the video, but yeah.
If I can do that, I'm probably becoming paralyzed in the process.
Wait, are you learning?
Huh? So I was
Are you
about to learn, and then like the moment I was like watching the video, I put that thing in the group chat, and then Swada was like, "Yes, I want to change." So like I never started. It's okay. All right.
And
Now it's my turn. Okay. Okay. So I was a bit ambitious and I took two. I forgot about the first one for like 99% of the time. I forgot about the social media one for so long because I was just focused on the Asian squat one. Okay. I would show you me doing the Asian squat, but first of all, I don't think that'll be really possible with this camera. Second of all, I don't want you to see that, and third of all, I don't think you guys want to see that. Okay, so three separate reasons. Okay, but I was able to hold it longer today. Okay, but these guys apparently have no problem with doing it. It has to do so. I think I looked it up, and it has to do something with my center of mass because I'm a male, right? So I was like, I had to work on this, right? And specific muscles that I don't use in like the weightlifting room. You don't use like the shin muscle when you're doing what like squats and stuff like that. So I'm using muscles I've never really used before and stuff like that. So I was able to hold it for like a minute, which I'm actually happy for because before it was like a few seconds. So I improved. And I'm doing more exercises, and it's actually been helping my back pain as well because I think it has something to do about that those muscles. So I'm gonna be keep doing this, okay? So I can
Whoa.
live without chronic pain. But yeah, yes, I know I'm an 18-year-old with chronic pain. Okay, I'm a pretty old, pretty young grandpa. That's what they say. Yeah.
That's so interesting to me that some people like feel like it's an exercise when they do it. Like
Mm-hmm.
for me, it just feels like an alternate position for resting.
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys.
Okay.
So this is where we move on to spinning the wheel. But before we do that, we were all kind of unsuccessful with how we were doing, or at least our consistency in doing our prompts. So let's try discussing some new ways we can, make that a little bit better this week. Okay. I have my
Mhm.
own ideas, but I want to hear what you guys think.
Hmm. Um. Okay. First of all, I have an excuse. I was out of state, so
Okay.
yeah, I was like kind of out and about all day, not on my computer.
So she's
But
telling us she had better things to do, listeners. That's what she's telling you. Okay. Right.
so
She doesn't care about you
definitely,
guys.
I feel like I could have definitely made a better effort, like even at the end of the day, to just sit down and get on Reddit and post something. Um, maybe I don't know, maybe like posting on the log at the end of the day, just like in chat of like just a really informal thing of the progress that we made
Hmm.
that day. Just,
Yeah.
like conversationally
Yeah.
or like I don't know, like while you're doing something that sticks out to you, just like so other people can get the like reminder that
Yeah.
oh they're
Yeah. Yeah.
doing it, we do it. But yeah.
Yeah.
uh, that seems like a good idea. I guess also just like this is more for me to make sure I stay on top of it. I'll probably like set some kind of a timer at the end of the day. That like it'll like say if I'm like watching TV or something, it'll like come up and be like, "Did you update your log yet?" And then if I didn't, then I'll go do it. And then
This is
if I
harder
have,
with the.
so yeah,
No,
that's
like when you're watching Netflix series for too long, and it's like, are you sure you want to still keep watching? So I was watching YouTube, and it's like, are you sure you want to keep not breakdancing? uh,
uh,
yeah. Is there anything more you want to
Yeah.
add, Swada?
that's all I got, guys. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like Sneha was saying, it's like I think it's a daunting thing to have this formally written log that you put in the document,
Mhm.
right? I think it would be nice. I think if you want to do that, it'd be best. But like every day, I think at least right put like, oh, I did it, I didn't do it, guys, and we just have a conversation about it. Okay. Like
Mhm.
we're not gonna judge each other, okay, for the progress and stuff like that. Let's just be honest and authentic, okay, and let's just see what happens, right? At the end of the day, we still, even looking at this week, we tried something new, right? It's not like we did nothing, okay? We learned some things from that. Sure, it wasn't as consistent as we wanted to be, but it's sure as hell is the progress, right? Improvement, and we should appreciate that, okay, for what it is, okay. That's the first thing, okay. I want to get out of the way, right? Another idea that I had, right? Let's do like a point system, guys. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Yes. And
Yeah.
Boba is the prize at the end of the day.
Boba will be the
Oh.
prize for Sneha. No Boba will be the prize for me and Swada. I think that's the way it's gonna work.
No, we should do it in theme. So like yerba mate.
Oh, you know what's so fun, guys? So like, as soon as we reach like 50 points or like 100 points collectively, we all go like bowling or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
group event.
yeah, yeah. We go to bowling and tell the server to get anything but boba. Okay, we get the entire menu but boba.
Yes.
Or we
Okay.
get mate, guys. Would you guys want that?
I low-key want to try yerba mate. Like I met a yerba mate fanatic, and I want to try it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not you. Someone else.
Huh? Oh no, I know what you mean. I'm not a yerba mate
Yeah.
fanatic. I'm just interested. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. So how do you guys want to do the point system?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What about 20 points if you do it really well, like every single day?
Okay, let's keep it small. Okay, I think let's say like you do a log, right? Let's say if you make like
Yeah.
a formal log, you get 5 points. But if you just do your normal log, 3 points. And if you do it, okay, so doing it gets you 5 points, right? Doing the log, informal log gets you 3 points, formal log gets you 5 points. And then if you're able to complete the task by the end of the week and you're able to be consistent, that's 20 points. What do you guys think about that? Actually, okay, let's not make it 20 points because we'll be bowling every week. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. 10 points?
Or we just make the bowling point thing 100 points or something like that. Okay, but we'll figure out logistics later. But do you guys like that general idea?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so we'll be doing informal logs and then we'll be trying out the point stuff. Okay, all right. You listeners are here with us along the journey. Okay, okay, you'll be here to see. Okay, if you're binge watching, right, you'll be able to see if we actually kept up with our promise, like right now, probably.
Yes.
So yes, okay.
And you're invited to come bowling with us.
Yeah, just hit us up at putitinperspective@gmail.com. Okay, it's not only for business securities right now. Okay.
Yes.
Dang it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, are you guys ready to spin the wheel?
Yes, I'm excited.
Okay. So excited. Okay. All right.
A bad one like last week. I'm gonna start crying, so
Okay.
don't mind that.
This time, since I'm sharing my screen, also, yeah, okay. Since I'm sharing my screen, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Wait, give me a second, guys. Wheel of names. Okay, and then I'll stream. Okay, all right. So you guys should be able to see this, right? Okay, you guys
Yes.
see my screen? Okay, and you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
All right. Oh, we haven't added the new entries in yet. You guys want to do that after? Or do you guys want to do it now?
We can do it after, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Say it with me, guys. It's time to spin the wheel.
Yo!
Okay, wait. Who's gonna be this?
Oh, wait, Swada!
Okay.
Okay.
What? 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 Okay.
Alright. Okay. So what-
Okay. I know what this is. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
same.
stare at a wall for 30 minutes a day doing nothing.
Oh, okay. This is okay. This is easy. I have stuff to say about this.
Okay. Do you have something to say about stare at or stare at a wall for 30 minutes?
Stare at the wall for 30
Okay.
minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I say
Yeah.
it right now?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, go ahead. And then as you're doing that, if you could put like your first impressions of it in the doc.
Right,
That'd be
right.
great, yeah.
But yeah, okay, because the thing is, I have no problem. Okay, sometimes I don't like being left alone with my thoughts, but other than that, I have no problem with doing absolutely nothing and then just zoning out for 30 minutes. Because I'm the kind of person that loves to make up fictional scenarios in my head before I go to sleep. So I can just use this time to do that. So you know what? This is kind of a win for me. I'm
But
glad I
you
got
can't
this.
think of fictional scenarios.
What?
Yeah.
Why would you take
That's-
that?
No, the point of this is so you can like observe your thoughts and like what goes in the back of your mind, your subconscious.
That's basically what I'm doing with this, though.
Okay.
In some twisted way, that's how it works.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think the more minutes you have spent not doing fictional scenarios, that'd be better. But like whatever works for you. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
because the thing is, usually happens is that I'll like start thinking up stuff, but then I will get so sidetracked, and then I will just be left alone with the rest of my thoughts and just like think about stuff. So it's not
Okay.
like it's gonna be
All right. Okay.
rest.
Okay. Cool. And you're okay with the 30 minutes per day.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. You are much happier about this one than you were last week. So
Yeah.
yes. All right. Who wants to go next?
I
You can
nominate.
go next, Big Mesh.
All right.
Darn.
Okay. Say it with me, guys. It's time to spin the wheel.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yay! Is that your room that you're in right now?
Huh?
Is that your room that you're in right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. It looks like you could use some decoration.
Okay, wait. No, this is for you, right? To spin the wheel.
What? Oh no, I said it was for you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
thought-
I thought it was for you. It's okay. All right, but no, look at my. Okay, it's because the front of the room looks. But look at this.
Yeah, I thought you had sent a picture one day of
Yeah.
your room. I was like,
Like
room
my
is decorated.
room is not like not decorated. Okay, it just looks that way because I have
Okay.
nothing in the back of my room. Ignore the pile of clothes. I haven't done my laundry in a bit, but yeah. Yes. Here's my bookshelf. Yes. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay, if this is my room, if this is my spin, I'm gonna re-roll it. So
Okay.
yeah, okay. All right.
Eh.
So what is it? Let me explain how the re-roll thing works. So the way it works is kind of complicated. Not complicated really, but what it is that all of us have 3 spins, right? And the only way it can reset is if all once everybody hits 0. So let's say I use all my 3 spins today, but Sneha and Swata don't use all their 3 spins until August of next year. I can't respin until August of next year. Does that make sense, guys?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll respin. I'll have 2 more respins left. Okay. All right. It's time to spin the wheel.
Swana, you didn't join us. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Yes.
There was this one I wanted to really do next to it was make a poem every day. But this I
Oh,
literally did this week. But whatever. I guess I'll do it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Nice.
You know
Don't
what? You
add
know what?
all
No,
of
no, no.
them.
I'm respinning again. Okay. I already do this
Oh,
like every week. Okay. Okay. I have 1 more respin left. I'm not doing myself any favors, guys, but whatever. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to spin the wheel.
That too.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Oh,
Okay. No short form video content for a week. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Sure. All right. I mean, I have no choice but to take it. But yeah. Okay. Okay.
okay. You know what? You have one more spin.
It's okay. I'll take it. It's okay. All right. I want one Jailer free card if I get something insane. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So yes. All right. Okay. What are your guys' first impressions? Oh wait, you have a spin for you, Sneha. Yeah. What's your first
Yeah.
impression of nothing, Sneha? Huh? Okay. Are you ready, Sneha?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Spin the wheel. Oh.
Mm. Oh, this one's kind of boring, guys. Like, I only listen to music when I drive,
Okay.
and
Okay. So you want to respin?
yeah, I'm gonna respin.
Okay. You have 2 more respins left. All right. You're right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Spin the wheel.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Is this a good one for you, Sneha? I'll send
Yeah,
you. I can send you the Discord community I was talking about earlier.
yeah. Okay, I'll do this one.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Make sure you write it in the log channel what one you're doing so you don't forget.
Mhm.
So mine was no short-term content.
For context, I have 11 friends on Discord currently.
And three of them are us, just for context viewers. So, yeah.
Three of them, myself, Big Dish, and Swada.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Yeah. What are your first impressions of this?
For me, I've never made wait, I don't want to say that actually, but I don't usually. I've never made a friend. I've never.
Ever? Jeez. I guess we're just your acquaintances.
Yeah, I've never. Oh gosh, okay. Like, I don't usually make friends online only. So, I don't know how this works, but I think Vignesh is going to send me some servers where I can meet some people.
Yeah.
And pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Make sure as we're talking about our first impressions, just don't forget to put the first impressions in the doc. Yeah. Okay. Swada, what do you think? Or did you already
Uh,
say?
well, yeah, I basically did, but I guess I'll go again. Because, like, honestly, I probably won't even spend half this time making up scenario. I'll probably just be thinking about stuff the whole time. Because, like, I have no problem just, like, sitting and thinking and doing nothing. So I'm kind of excited for this, honestly, to see what I think during that time and
Okay.
see what happens.
What
Yeah.
do you guys think is gonna happen once you guys do this? Like
Ooh.
expectations going out.
Yeah.
I don't know. 35 is like a large number, so I don't know if I'll become that close with any one person, to be honest. But I also don't want to go into
Okay.
it.
By 35 friends on Discord, that has been 35 people who accepted your friend request.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I also should like start conversation with
Yeah,
all
no, no.
those people.
I mean, like they're gonna accept your friend request after you talk to them. They're not gonna accept random people's friend requests. So
Oh, you're right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, that's about it.
No expectations. You're just like, I'm just ready for what comes.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Did you say your expectations, Wada? Or
Um, well, technically, no. I don't really have any expectations either. Like, I guess, like, if I, in some world, in some alternate universe, I would be concerned that I would, like, go crazy and, like, insane or something by having to do that. But honestly, I'm not worried about I think it should be fine. I'm not
okay.
expecting it to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So my first impressions was, what the hell? Like, come on. Okay, that was my first impression. Okay, but my second impression was like, what the hell? This is actually gonna be good for me. And then my third impression was, yeah, actually, yeah, it'll be good for me, which is the same thing as my second impression. But my expectations going through this is that I'll have a better life, like all around, all around. I'll just become a better person. I'll like smile more. I'll like I'll like make more food. My parents will become more proud of me, like just in general, maybe. No, because like why are you watching food while why are you watching like videos while you're making chapati? Okay, you have so much brain rot. They started using their term brain rot, by the way, and I'm like that's just crazy. Okay, just on their own. So I'm like, okay, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, Dad, and then I would stop doing that. So I think they're not gonna notice it for sure. They only notice the negative things, but I'll notice the difference for sure. And I'm expecting
Yeah.
good things to come around. Yes,
Okay. Nice.
yes. All
Very
right.
good.
Let me know when you got your stuff written down your docs. But is everyone set? Have you guys? Is there anything more you guys want to say?
I don't got anything else. I think I'm
Me
good.
neither.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay, listeners. Thank you so much for getting to the end of this video, if you have, or this audio. Okay. All right, but yeah, if you have got into this audio, okay, DM each of us. What word do you want to choose, guys? Cookie, chicken bake,
You bake.
chicken bake. DM each of us chicken bake, and then that'll be proof that you watched the video. Okay, till the end. Okay, or put it in the comments. Okay, chicken bake. Okay, but yeah, until next time. Thank you so much for listening to our first episode of what, guys? Of
But
Active! Amazing!
That was-
Amazing!
yeah.
Peace out,
Anyways.
guys.
See ya.